All right, with the 2023 class at an all-time high,
Correct.
we wanted to bring you some undervalued dynasty assets on today's video. Okay, might be a little bit of a different video, but if you are rebuilding or looking at different kind of strategies, hopefully this will help you with your dynasty teams. We're both going to have one conversation point. And for me, I want to talk about the 2024 class, specifically 2024 first round picks. All right.
Okay.
Badake, after researching the 2024 class a little bit, I actually sent out 43 trade offers last night.
My goodness.
In our different dynasty leagues, whether they're follower leagues or home leagues or different types of leagues, but sent out 43 trade offers. Can I tell you, I've gotten responses on half of them.
Okay.
And I expected to get rejected a lot, and I did. However, I was able to end up completing 2 successful trades.
Okay.
So if you guys want to know how hard it is sometimes to trade in Dynasty, 43 trades. I had 2 successful trades. Most of those were counters as well.
Right.
But let me tell you why I think the 2024 class is a little bit undervalued at the moment. Number one, it's purely, in my opinion, the 2023 class hype. Right now, everyone is 2023 first round pick crazy. Okay. They are absolutely worth gold, and honestly, for good reason. Because don't get me wrong, the 2023 class is stacked.
Yeah.
I think we've said this before, but it's 5 deep at every position. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, maybe not tight end, but there are some really good tight ends in this class as well. But let me ask everyone, and including you, should that mean we devalue the 2024 class?
Nope. It should not.
I don't think so, right? It could be the case of the hype. I don't know, but I think it's a perfect time right now to go buy 2024 first round picks, because if you wait until this time next year, you're going to probably be in the same scenario. And why is that? I think it's harder for people to be excited about players that are so far away from the NFL, right? These people in the 2024 class, I mean, we are still 2 years away from hearing their names on draft night. And that's hard for people to really form some sort of connection with, right? In 2023, we're thinking about Bijan Robinson. We're thinking about Jackson Smith and Jigba. We're thinking about some of these players already, and we've already started to fall in love with them. But there are really good players in the 2024 class. A lot of us just don't know their names, and we haven't watched them play yet. I mean, some of the players in this class haven't actually been the guy yet. Think about it. How deep are these depth charts over there at Ohio State, Oklahoma, Alabama, LSU, all these big schools? Their depth charts are massive. And sometimes it takes a couple years for a player to really get an opportunity. But make no mistake, the 2024 class, it's talented.
Yeah.
It's a talented class.
I hear you.
I mean, what did we hear all offseason, Badake, about this 2022 class? It's a terrible class. Sell your 2022 picks. Sell them. It's not a bad class at all. This isn't a bad class. The only reason that people don't like this class is because it doesn't have really any standout quarterback.
Correct.
Pickett is a good quarterback, but I don't think he would have been picked over really any quarterback last year, right? If we're talking about a rookie draft.
Yeah.
And then you look at the running backs outside of, I've literally had my mind on the 23 class. Help me out. I don't know why I'm mind blanking here. This year, outside of Breece Walker and Kenneth Walker, my bad.
Okay.
I was thinking about the 23 class.
Yeah.
Outside of those two guys, it's not a deep class at all. It's really hard to find workhorses outside of those two guys. And I think that's why this class in particular got a bad rap. But this is a very good class. It just was very strong on the wide receiver side, right? I mean, you think about guys like Drake London. You think about guys like Treylon Burks, Olave, Garrett Wilson. This class was very heavy at wide receiver. I mean, there's potential at the end of the first round for you to still grab a first round wide receiver in this class. So all that being said is the hype for the 23 class is absolutely real, but for some reason I feel like it's now devalued the 2024 picks. And again, I think that has a combination to do with people not knowing those players and that being so far away that people, it's kind of like Afterpay. I'll pay for it now and I'll think about it later. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, there's a lot of players in this class to be excited about. And keep in mind, this can drastically change in 2 years' time, right? Jameson Williams, my favorite wide receiver from this class, didn't get a chance to really show himself until his last season. Okay?
Exactly.
So there will be a lot of players that come out of the woodworks, including quarterbacks, every position. Doesn't matter. But let's look at some of these players. How about Caleb Williams from USC? Just transferred from Oklahoma to follow Lincoln Riley over to USC. He beat out Spencer Rattler last year. I mean, at the moment, he looks like he could be on track to be a top 5 pick in the 2024 class. Now, I wouldn't say that there are any other quarterbacks that have really solidified themselves, but how about Quinn Ewers from Texas? He was a 5-star recruit. He might have a chance to start this year. He probably won't because there's someone ahead of him, but he might have a chance. He's a dual threat guy. He really excites me about what he could do in the NFL. Jackson Dart, he will start this year. He actually transferred from USC to Ole Miss. Okay. Imagine him in that system, in that Ole Miss system, the same system that allowed Matt Corral to really thrive. In running backs, I think probably the 101 in this class is going to be Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin.
The new JT, you said, something like that.
Nah, I don't want to use those words.
Not the new JT, but you was like, hey, if JT did in Wisconsin, this guy maybe.
I'll say this. If you're looking for someone who had the youngest breakout age, because look at how young Braylon Allen is and what he did last year as a full-time starter at Wisconsin, we're talking about Braylon Allen as a 3-year starter probably for Wisconsin here. And that's quite impressive with if you don't even look at his stats, but if you look at his stats as well, you look at his dominator rating. I mean, he was able to dominate from such a young age, really good breakout age, great body. I mean, I expect him to be the running back darling of this 2024 class. We're talking about Bijan Robinson. Braylon Allen has just as much of a shot to be a first-round pick. I think Bijan's a better prospect, but I still think Braylon can be a first-round pick. He's that type of talent.
Okay.
Travion Henderson out of Ohio State. If you've watched any CJ Stroud tape, if you've watched any Jackson Smith and Jigba, Olave, Garrett Wilson, you would have noticed Travion Henderson. There's a couple other running backs there like Shipley and Clemson and Hunter at Auburn. Then wide receivers. How about Xavier Worthy? He's out of Texas. Kind of like a Devonta Smith type body.
Right.
What I'm trying to do is hype you guys up on the 24 class. I'm trying to build these connections together so you can maybe value these picks, or if someone else devalues them, go out and get some 24 picks. Marvin Harrison's son is in this class. Marvin Harrison Jr. out of Ohio State. He's a great route runner. Dad really taught him well. 4-star recruit. And then Brock Bowers, who probably will be the best tight end prospect to be drafted since Kyle Pitts. Okay?
Okay.
That's how good Brock Bowers is out of Georgia.
Okay.
He is, without a doubt, the best tight end in the country right now. And if he could come out next year, he would be the first tight end off the board. Brock Bowers is an absolute monster. So if you're, looking for that next game changer, Brock Bowers could definitely be that player. The athleticism, the size, he's got it all. So at the moment, because we don't know the names and because it's so far away, it feels like it's so far away. These 24 picks, I mean, you go tell someone, hey man, I want to sell this veteran for a first.
Right.
I'm not giving you a 23 first, but I got 24 first. Like that, those are the conversations.
Yeah, actually is though.
Like, well, I'll send you 24 first for him.
Nah, my 23 first is not available. Sorry.
Exactly. Like you can't get the 23 first, but right now there's a window because people do love trading. That's the best part of Dynasty. I mean, so for example, like here's the kind of moves I'm trying to make. If I want to pull a rebuild and no one will give me 23 picks, now is the time to look at the 24 class. Okay. Right. Do you have Derrick Henry? Do you have Zeke, D-Hop, Mike Williams, Calvin Ridley, Brandon Cooks, Zach Ertz, Travis Kelce? These are the kind of players where if you're looking to pull for a rebuild, maybe now is a time, because you're not going to get 24 picks for them next year. Maybe now is the time to target those win-now teams and say, hey, I know you're a win-now team. Derrick Henry could put you over the top. Let me get that 24 first off you.
Right.
Some of these players, you're not going to be able to get a deal. But like I said, I sent out 43 trade offers. You have to be on top of it. And by the way, Travis Kelce, for a win-now team, you might be able to get 2 24 first. You might be able to get a 24 first and a 24 second. You might be able to get a 23 second and a 24 first. Who knows? So Zach Ertz probably unlikely, but Travis Kelce, Brandon Cooks, Mike Williams, if he ends up being a top 12 guy mid-season. So for me, I think people are going to fall in love with this class. It's just going to take time. And I don't think we should be undervaluing it because of how good the 23 class is, because it is a good class.
Yeah, look, I'm excited for the 2024 class, no doubt about it. It's going to be very interesting. All these names that you said, I'm excited to watch these guys now, even as we're talking about this 2024 class in this 2022 year.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be really, really exciting to see how they can progress each and every year.
My favorite part of this Georgia team, it wasn't James Cook, it wasn't Zamir White, it wasn't even George Pickens, and you guys know how much I love George Pickens. He didn't play much this year. It wasn't even any of these defensive players.
Right.
My favorite player to watch was Brock Bowers.
Right.
And outside of Kyle Pitts, he will be the best tight end to be drafted,
it's going to
in
be
the last 5 years.
It's going to be very, very interesting. All right, my undervalue, I guess you can say, player position, whatever the case may be, is kind of similar to Zach's, but it's the 2023 second round picks. Okay,
Right.
And everything that Zach's were saying about the 23 class is true. It's actually nearly impossible to get a 2023 first round pick. Like we said, hey man, is your 23 first available? No. Hey, well, can we?
Well, what do you want for it?
Yeah, can we do
your
something?
firstborn child?
Honestly, like you have to give the world right now to get a 2023 first. But what you can do, and what I do believe could happen, is that some of these first round talents, because we're saying this
It's stacked.
This class is stacked. Okay, in the top 3 positions, quarterback, running backs, wide receivers, at least 4 deep right now. Okay, and that's just minimum, 4 deep minimum. Okay, and then anything can happen throughout the year, and more people can come on. So I believe there's value in that second round pick, because once again, there's only 12 spots in a rookie startup.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
Some of these first round values could fall into the early second round. So I think a lot of people saying, you know what, I'll give you a second round. Can I get a second round? Just throw the second round in. Or,
Right.
what can you really get in the second round? I think you can get some first round value in the second round. No doubt about it. And just like Zach, I'm bringing you some names. We all know what's happening and who's coming into this 2023 class, because we already are trying to get this 23 first round picks. Not saying these guys are going to fall into the second, but whatever happens, maybe they get injured, maybe they can fall, and we know their value and how talented they are, and you can get into the second round. And quarterbacks, once again, so stacked. This is a stacked quarterback class. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Tyler Van Dyke, Will Levis, Spencer Rattler, Anthony Richardson, all these guys. Not saying all these guys are going to be first round picks.
Maybe some of them flame out, but I feel pretty strong on Bryce and CJ.
Exactly. And some of these guys may not go in the first round in a dynasty in the NFL draft, but some of these guys will probably have to go in the first round in a dynasty, in a super flex dynasty startup, okay, or a dynasty rookie drafts. Yeah. These guys, and it's, once again, especially in a super flex, why not get one of these guys? Running backs, like we said, Bijan Robinson, generational talent. Devon, sorry if I'm butchering some of these names, okay?
Devin Akane.
The train. This guy is massive, right? Tanks Bigsby, Jahmyr Gibbs, Zach Charbonnet. Once again, sorry if I'm butchering these names.
Charbonnet.
Some of these guys, I'm already in love with Jahmyr Gibbs. I have 6 2023 first round picks in one of my leagues. I'm trying to get some early second round picks, because if these guys maybe fall into maybe not some of the best teams and they have to wait a year, and somebody like, for example, I don't know, like a Jahmyr Gibbs goes into a team that he has to wait until, this starting running back to fall off. He's probably gonna fall into the second. We're gonna be having these conversations. I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, not him specifically. I'm saying the conversation. That's where it can go. What if he goes to a backup role just for a rookie season, and then he has to wait to get the opportunity in his second year? Some of these players, whether it's a wide receiver, a quarterback, could fall into the second round with first round talent. This is why I cannot stop expressing. This is why the 2023 early second round picks are so valuable. And then the wide receivers, we all know who they are. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison, Josh Downs, and then Keyshawn Butte. Absolutely fantastic. These guys from LSU, Ohio State. No doubt these guys are going to go in the first round, but if you can get some first round value in the second round, once again, I keep saying it, why not get it, right?
Let me tell you the way I look at it, because when I look at the 22 class, I think it's a good class. But someone like, for example, Sky Moore, if he's in next year's class, maybe he doesn't land in Kansas City or whatever. The Sky Moores, the Watsons, the Olaves, maybe, depending on where he falls in your class. these could be guys available at the 201, at the 202. Because it is such a stat class, there will be more quarterbacks at the top, more running backs at the top. Some of these wide receiver talent specifically are going to fall to the early second round.
Yeah, I completely agree. And this is not accounting for this tight end position. I think there is one guy in the tight end position that everyone's Art Gilbert from Georgia. A lot of people like him, just like you said, Bowers.
Yeah, he's a converted tight end.
Yeah, a lot of people saying
play with Georgia for the first time, I believe.
A lot of people saying that they like him. He's 6'5", nearly 250 pounds. He's a beast right now. Okay, and this is not including all these other players that can break out in the 2023 season. You know, like all these guys can come out and they can be some they could go into the first round in NFL drafts.
Totally.
Maybe be able to go in first rounds or in the early second rounds in your rookie drafts. Okay. So why not
think about it? Just quickly to add on to that, right? Joe Burrow wasn't even like a 5th round pick before his breakout year. Okay. Kenny Pickett was maybe a 4th round pick before his breakout year. So
it's the same thing. Like Jameson Williams, like he didn't have a good opportunity this past year. So he got the opportunity. And
some of these transfers are going to be really crucial.
Exactly. So why not try and go out and get some of these early second round? I'm saying the 201, maybe to the 205, you can get some good first round talent. At least that's the expectation right now. If these guys can stay healthy, if these guys can get opportunity, if these guys will break out in this 2023 or 2022 season and then come into the 23 class and have a good opportunity, why not try and get it? And I'm seeing a lot of people sending me trades. You know, they're saying if you're somebody that doesn't believe in like a Chase Claypool, maybe you can get a Chase Claypool and a small piece in the 23 third.
23 second?
23 second, excuse me. Why not, I got a trade this other day. I didn't like it, but they were sending me Alan Lazard and like Cortland Sutton for Brandon Ayuk in the 23 third. Like you can kind of switch it up and kind of mix it up and do something crazy like that. But once again, the 201 to the 204, try to maybe get rid of people that you maybe don't believe in. And I think I'll keep saying it. The first person that comes to mind is Chase Claypool, a stacked wide receiver room that we don't really know what's happening. They just drafted George Pickens. Is he really going to break out? I think he's in his second to last year of his contract or his last year of his contract. Maybe you can get some first round talent in the second round in the 201. The 201 for Chase Claypool. I think that's at the moment that feels comfortable for me. I don't know about other people, so that's how I'm feeling. I think the 2023, second round picks are amazing.
And how about this? If you haven't done your rookie drafts yet, if you have, a second round pick, be open to moving it for a 23 second round pick. Like who knows? I think that's not a bad idea either. So, two assets that we think are undervalued at the moment. And if you're in our follower leagues, I think every one of you would have gotten a trade from me for 24 first. So now you know why.
And everyone keeps asking us, hey, should I send this player off and just add the 2023 second? I'm saying no. Every time they keep saying it, I say no. Depending on the player, obviously. It's like, nah, man, it's too valuable. That's too valuable. That's not enough.
I know. It's funny because I don't remember who it was, but I sent a trade for a 24 first to someone. They said, I can't send you this. It's too valuable. And you taught me that. And I was like, damn.
Unlucky.
That hurts. Anyway, guys, comment down below. Let us know if there's an undervalued asset that you currently think we should be acquiring.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos,
watch it.
You can also subscribe
right now
if you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLandFam.